We're live now.
We're in
You're
a time
live?
machine.
Okay.
Are we actually
We're in a
live?
time machine.
Now,
Doesn't have to be accurate.
Go to anime.time.machine, and that's where I'll be for the next while with my friends, okay?
Don't
Yeah.
tell us
Okay.
what to do.
Okay, I'm ending this right now.
It's ending.
But you can still hang out with me. People say they're joining. Cool.
Oh.
How do I get off my,
Yeah,
my
you
live
can't turn
stream?
that
Okay,
thing
bye
up
guys.
now. You can't.
Oh, it's over.
Okay, he's over there. And then we are live. Oh,
Oh,
my God, we
hi,
are live. Are we?
everybody.
We are live, right?
Hi. Now, if I could figure out how to go live on TikTok, we could also be live on
Wait,
TikTok.
that's got a
I can't even figure it out.
that's got a 7-second delay or something?
Oh,
Got a
there's
delay.
a delay, all right.
Is that
Yeah.
real? Is that real?
And there's our
Yeah.
people.
I
They're
think-
right
I
there.
think-
Hi, guys.
I think
thank
we're
you
in.
for being here.
Sorry.
Brent, thank you for inviting
great.
your friends here. That's awesome.
If they show up.
Oh, I think some of them are here.
Oh,
I
Yoban's
think
in the
some of them are
house.
here.
Hello.
Press the wrong button.
Is it okay if I pull my pants up?
So we just turned the volume
I thought you were
down.
going to go the other direction
Yeah,
with
me
it,
too.
so
I'm wearing my special
up is
red.
good.
Save all that for later.
Up is good.
Look. When you hold on. Red. Red.
Oh.
Brian,
I only have one pair of red underwear.
red underwear.
Yeah, but if you wear
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm wearing red
Are
underwear.
you really?
How am I
Yeah.
not getting...
If
What?
you yeah, seriously?
Wait
Bro,
a minute.
red undies. If you leave the
Did you not
house
get the memo?
wearing red underwear, it's a guaranteed good day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're rocking the red undies. I'm telling you, it's my lucky pair of red
Well,
undies.
Brian is.
Oh, I was a little scarred by that because I remember doing that one time when I was walking with a buddy of mine. We went through the mall the entire time, and he's laughing the entire time. He's like, "What is with it? Why do you laughing?" It's like, "I'll let you know." And we go and walk around a little bit further, and he takes me through the mall. We go through the food fair and everything like that. And he says, "Like, you want to know that thing that we were talking about?" I was like, "Yes, please." And he said, "Your fly's down." And also I look down, and it's like pocketed wide open
Yeah.
with my red underwear on.
Red underwear!
Red
Awesome.
underwear. Hey, guys, I don't have red underwear.
You call that a good day?
But I do have special socks that say
Oh, wow.
something special on them that I only wear for special occasions.
When'd you take those off?
Whoa.
What do they say?
That's pretty. I don't
You
think
took
I
your
can do
socks
that.
off?
It says bitches get shit done.
Wow.
No, stuff done, stuff done. Sorry for the swear.
Yeah. Bitches is okay.
Ladies.
I mean, in reference to a female dog.
But my socks are as special as your underwears.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I figured.
seriously.
Okay, so, well,
My socks say L and R.
we're started here. We should give an official big welcome to our special guest today, Mr. Brent Miller.
Hello, friends.
He's made it. It's here. It's official. We
I'm here.
begin.
I'm here.
Yeah. This is exciting because, because of COVID and everything, there are so many of us haven't been hanging out as much and
Yes.
seeing each other in the studio as much because now we put spaces between sessions so we don't
Yeah.
even run into each other.
No, it's not like
Weird.
Brian and I used to hang out a lot. He even went to my wedding. Like that's how much we go.
Yes.
And since then, not since the wedding, but since
Yeah.
life and COVID and distance,
It's
it
been
definitely changes things
crazy.
for how you see.
Different game altogether.
That's
Isn't
true.
it?
Yeah.
We go way back. So, there's lots to talk about. And we don't get to hang out a lot, so we got to be careful today. Careful.
Why is that?
Oh yeah,
I
Brian and Brent have been advised by family members
Here
to.
we go already.
Just don't say anything inappropriate is what I've been told.
We've got to get it out of them.
What
Don't be inappropriate.
But what is inappropriate or appropriate? I mean, there's a line, but we don't.
Carl, what are you doing, man? You're
I
gonna
mean,
get
we
in
gotta
trouble.
figure out where that line is. What I'm saying. We gotta establish
Here we
the
go.
ground rules.
Didn't take long, did it?
Well, red underwear is fine. Red underwear.
red-
is,
red
that's fine.
underwear.
I mean that you hold them out first.
You're already on the razor's edge.
Yeah.
So we've got Kenny giving us some of your questions. Thank you guys. And comments. And turn down the volume on your phone.
Yeah, apparently it was on. I
Brian.
didn't even know. How embarrassing.
And what else we got here? Oh, hi at Disneymon. When it comes to ice powers, would you want Zane tutored by Elsa the Snow Queen from Frozen or Tinkerbell's sister Periwinkle? Oh, this is a good question.
That is a good question.
It's just so obvious.
Oh, well,
No.
Frozen, man, Elsa, and then I can sing
Right.
a song. Let it go.
Oh.
why don't we sing it
Go.
anyway?
There it is.
Because Zane's voice is hard to sing. I have done it though. I have done it.
You have done.
Yeah, but
that
it's
before.
tricky. Can you sing a Zane doing this? or
Right.
or I did some pirate stuff and there's a few episodes where Zane does like really like weird things like pirate, or then he was speaking backwards at one point, and then he was doing other different voices, and they said, so we want you to still sound like Zane doing a pirate, so we don't want you to go full on pirate, you have to sound like the character doing a pirate.
No,
that is tricky because
Wow,
you're mentally doing two things at once, right?
Yeah,
I still have to have that Zane texture in there, but sound like a pirate. Yeah.
I liked what you did because we used a one of one of our
It's in there.
promo videos. You
One of
being
the
a pirate.
thing. Yeah. So
it was awesome.
There you go.
I was like, this Zane guy is
but-
multi-talented.
But interesting question. But for sure, it's Frozen because even the name says it all to me, right? And also, I've seen the movie, and I haven't seen the other one.
You've
so
seen it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's really
You have it in. You have it in.
Yeah, I need a bigger font, Kenny. I'm trying to read the questions.
Or better glasses.
I'm zooming.
Opera glasses.
Listen, I'm really disappointed that we don't have.
I
more
love
people.
you, Brent, from
That's good.
JT Rocky
Well, it must be.
Danger Buff. Yeah, you got to get your people over here. Let's
What's
go,
better?
guys.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Do
Kenny.
you hang
like
out
it.
with Kai, Jay, Cole, Naya,
The other ninjas?
and Lloyd out of the studio? Outside the studio?
Outside of the studio, we don't get a chance to see each other that much.
Yeah.
But Vincent, yes, like I've had him over for dinner and stuff, but not. I mean, not
Vincent
like.
Tom,
Yeah.
yes.
Hold on a second.
Yes.
Let's just see. Now all of a sudden, like I'm getting guys. All right, everybody on my current live. See, listen. If you 32 people go over to the 26 over there, I won't have a complex by the end of the day. Go to Anime Time Machine, anime.time.machine. I am live with them. Okay.
Brent wants all his friends.
I want them to come and
In
join
the
the one
same
big
space.
party.
Bring 'em over.
Otherwise,
Bring 'em
it's
over.
like really
Yeah.
tricky and difficult.
It
So,
gets-
listen, my brain can only handle one phone at a time.
Too many lives. Too many
You
lives.
said all the eye lines, yeah.
What I need you to do is go to start dropping out of this one, guys. Start leaving. Anime.time.machine. Start dropping out now. Start going there. Thank you for going down in numbers because I want. Are they actually coming over here? Because if they're not coming over here,
Oh,
it's
that's
totally
dropping
defeating
over
the
here.
purpose.
Oh,
If they're not
numbers.
coming
Okay.
over, they're starting to
So
come
what are you
over,
doing?
right?
Yeah.
Come on over. Come on. Anime
It's
Time
passing around.
Machine. I want friends over there.
Don't forget the dots.
Yeah, don't forget anime.time.
I know, double dot. It's a double dot instead of a single.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna say, how do I get over there? What do I do? I mean, I'm gonna end this. You know how I could put this on my story or my post or my feed or something? I don't
Yeah,
know. What's,
like it make
what do I
it
do?
as,
I think
don't know how
maybe, you
do
know what,
that.
go over there, anime.time.machine. Here we go. So, and now.
Also, oh, hey,
Share.
Lauren. Hello, I can't have the sound on, but y'all are my favorite distraction while getting your tattoo. You told
I
us
love
you were
it.
going to do this, and you're doing it.
That may be a first for
Wow.
us, so
Yeah,
thanks
I
for
am
making
so
that happen.
excited to be part of your tattoo. I mean,
Are you?
witness your tattoo.
Are you not? Maybe it's your face.
What are you
maybe,
having?
maybe it's all of our faces.
What are you having tattooed?
Yeah, we'd like to hear more about the.
We can come up with
tattoo.
suggestions if it's not too late.
Yeah. It's incredible to see Hotshot and Red Alert reunited.
Yeah!
We, we should transform.
We should.
Yeah. Carl, we're going to do a count, like 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Yeah.
You can go
Yeah,
first. I'll
Carl,
follow
you
you.
start.
No,
it.
no, I thought we'd do it at the same time.
Sure.
Transform!
That was so good.
You know.
That's like
Hey, have you transformed? Are you transformed?
the weird thing is I think I did some I think I dubbed in something for someone.
Oh, interesting.
Like
So you've transformed.
redid a little bit. I never transformed. I think I was more like a
When I first transformed,
person off the street type character.
Filigree.
it was
That yeah.
my dream line ever to say.
Transform?
Oh yeah, I grew up on that show. When
I was
I
like,
said
when do I get to
transform,
say it?
it was like the chills, man. It was like, okay, honestly, it was like the one job I'd do for free, like
Wow.
Transformers.
Yeah, Carl and I
was-
never
yeah.
got those chills. We
Don't tell any
never got to
producers
say
that.
transform.
No.
No.
I so remember that. I remember it's just like, when do I get to say the line? I remember
Yeah.
first working that, it was like, I know I'm going to be transforming soon.
Oh,
Super exciting.
All right.
you guys do a good job with it, I will say.
Thank you so much.
Brent, any memories of Gundam Seed Destiny as Sting?
Now that's a time machine.
Yes, he was really cool. And prior to Ninjago, Ninjago has been great. I get a lot of like I like to call it friendly fan mail because they're my friendly fans.
Well, yeah.
They're friendly.
I should hope so.
Prior to Ninjago, the only two characters I ever got any friendly fan mail on was Hotshot and Sting Oakley. And someone sent me a Sting Oakley one time with this great picture and whatnot, and I was like, this is so cool, because he wasn't one of the like 3 or 4 main dudes. He was like the category underneath, the supporting guy, right? And every time he came on the screen, he just said the coolest things, blew stuff up, yelled a lot. So for me, that was actually like a really awesome. And I had done a lot of Gundam stuff prior to that. Like I think I died a lot in the earlier stuff, and that was kind of like when I was cracking voiceover. And so I died a lot in Gundams. And
There was actually an award for the death thing.
I know.
My brother Mike, I think, got it once.
And Ward Perry.
Amazing.
Ward Perry got it.
Perry too, right?
What was it? The Burning Flesh Award. That's what it was. It was the Burning Flesh Award. And
Why?
That's
because
awesome.
there was just an
That's awful.
unbelievable amount of
It's a cartoon.
burning
Yeah.
flesh
Yeah.
awards. I mean, you're being your ship all. Ah!
But I like that.
Fizzed out into
I
nothing.
like
yeah.
that. I get a satisfaction of doing a good.
Oh,
good
yeah.
job.
Well, it
Yeah,
became this
that's
thing because this award was down. I was just like, well, if I want the award, I'm really gonna have to leave my
Step up my death.
leave my tonsils on the wall of the studio. But
Which Brian has done.
twice now.
Yeah.
Twice.
You left your
Yeah.
tonsils on.
Well, where it's turned into a larynx tear. I just came off another one.
Larynx tear.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bro,
Last Airbender.
So
It
crazy.
bent my throat.
you do that in Skeletor when you're doing Skeletor?
Ben Grimm was the first time I did it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
We've
Fighting
talked
the
about
Hulk.
this before, haven't we?
I've never gone that far with my.
I don't-
I know
well,
when to stop,
no.
Brian. I
This
know
is
when
where
to stop.
the Ian Corlett rule comes into play, because one time
Right.
we were doing the show, and I think it was what we called it was Nerds and Monsters, but we called it Nodes and Pickups. And, I've never seen a show with so many pickups in my life. Loved the show, had a ton of fun doing
Yeah.
it, and we're screaming my head off, and all of a sudden, after I finished doing this big thing with Zargo, all over the place, and I'm screaming my head off. All of a sudden, Ian comes over on the break, and he's just like, "What are you doing?" And I'm just like, getting through the scene kind of thing like that. And he's just like, "You don't call." He says, "You're killing yourself. You never give 100. Pull it back. 80%. You only give 80. You make it worse for all of us," kind of thing like that. And it just kind of rang with me ever since. And it's like, yeah, I don't need to give 100%.
You know how you learn, especially when you start voiceover, you learn from different voice actors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know Ian he has the most casual voiceover stance. He puts his hands in his pockets.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? And
Yeah.
he just kind of like, I'm going to do my thing like, with his hand. And I noticed that when I first met him. I was like, you're a hand pocket voice guy.
Right.
And like, there's not that many. But it's sometimes when I do a character that requires, like when I do Zane, for instance, sometimes he's doing like a lot of like, I'm not so sure. And I do this sort
You
of
get
thing.
into your tempo mode.
Because it's like he needs to be like more robotic and not like all over the place.
More, yeah.
So sometimes I'll just put my hands in my pockets and be like, that sounds like a good idea. Like if
It helps you be
it help. So
Yeah.
Ian Corlett's pocket acting
drawing
it's
you
something
in.
that like I've learned
I
from
love that.
I've stolen. I've learned, but I've also stolen from many people. And like Scott McNeil knows how to take a line that's this long and make it that long, right? But
little time.
but that
Yeah.
teaches you like texture and how to go farther with the line, right?
And how to take a moment, an acting moment.
Like Lee Toker was always I thought the best at pre-life. So he would go like, that's you. Like he would do a
Yeah.
little.
Always, pre and post.
He would add that, and that's
Yeah.
not in the script. He would add that,
Yeah.
and I'd go, oh, I like that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
steal
You're
that.
not wrong
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that.
So there's, you learn the OGs. You learn a lot
For sure.
stuff from.
Emoting. It's good.
The best thing I learned from you is how to do proper facial hair. I mean, look at this guy. Look at the amount of precision. And your brothers too, man. They had
Paulie's the one.
Michael's got this like.
Paul's like the Tony Stark of.
Yeah, but Michael's got this like thin little line that looks like a pencil drew on. I'm like,
Mike does that too.
How do you do that?
I can't do
No,
the
Mike.
pencil thing,
That's
though.
what Mike does.
Oh, I know. It's just
Yeah.
Like I'm
Hey,
like,
you guys,
it's like having a threaded beard.
skilled craft.
Yovan has a message.
Hello, Yovan.
Hello, Mr. Miller. Can I please have a shout out from Hotshot from Transformers Armada and Energon?
Yeah, is it
it
Yo-
Energon?
Johan.
Energon. Is it Jovan or Jovan?
Oh, we
We've
haven't gone
we've,
that
we've,
far.
we've
the
gone
name.
around a bit on
Kenny,
it.
let me know. Oh,
His
you'll
19th birthday was on January 21st. Hey, we already sang happy birthday to you, didn't we?
Oh, we
Think so.
speak
We
every
did.
single cast. Absolutely, he's one of our regulars.
Yeah.
So what did he want me
Much
to say?
appreciated.
Happy birthday?
Yeah, like a
a shout
shout
out.
out. Yeah.
Oh, a shout
I'll
out.
shout
Shout out.
In character.
I'll do
Well,
both.
about the birthday.
It's just me doing my younger version of
That's
myself.
all we need.
Perfect.
Hey, Jovan! Hey, Jovan! Hey, Jovan! Hey, Jovan! Hey, Jovan!
You can
Did I
use
come
whichever
wrong?
one you want.
Do a belated
Just
birthday.
use whichever
shout
one you
out.
want.
Happy birthday, dude! Transform!
Hey.
Aww.
Hey.
Isn't that special?
I do like it.
Yeah.
Me like a lot.
You know, I think Jovan's been on every live we've had.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean Jovan? Or Jovan? Jovan!
I'm gonna guess
Jovan,
Jovan.
got you, bro.
Just
I'm not
wanna
reading any of this. I don't know what his name is.
Say hi to everyone who just recently joined us. We're so happy to have you here with Brent. And this is Brian Dobson. And this
Hey.
is Karl Willems, who has directed the three of us for 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty
So
crazy.
you're being asked what got you to do with your podcast. What brought the whole thing up to start interviewing other voice actors?
Oh,
Where did it begin?
okay. So, I think I've been on my YouTube channel. I launched.
I remember when you were starting getting the numbers right.
Yeah,
And
so
then-
you got to understand something. I have been a very private person my whole life. When it comes to voice acting, I'm not the guy that needs the pat on the back. Since I get my love from my family and my friends. I've never needed those accolades. But I also recognized that I watched a behind the scenes Ninjago DVD where they like filmed us like acting. And I was wearing a plaid shirt and I had a hat on backwards and I'm reading the comments and the comments are, whoa, the guy that does Zane looks like such a gangster. Right? And I'm going, no, I'm okay. I just like the hat on backwards is because for the microphone, if I have my hat forward, it will pop on the microphone. I can't do that.
Yeah, it reflects
So
the sound.
yeah. And they really had no clue on how voiceover worked. And I realized that this was quite normal. If you go on YouTube and back then, like 6 years ago or so, people didn't know the proper, like what happens in voiceover. So
Yeah,
I thought
that
the
is
fans of
right.
Ninjago have been so good to me that why don't I do like something for them? Like where I create an outlet where they can ask questions to all their favorite
Yeah.
voice actors. And imagine when you're a kid and you get to do that, or a teenager or an adult, whoever watches, get to ask a question to the people that play these characters. So I said, I know a lot of voice actors that are all really entertaining people. And I recognized also at the time that social media was heading in a direction for Vancouver talent and voice actors where you're going to need it. So I thought, I'll help myself, but I'll also help them boost up their social media so they can be known to the world. And I think it's done really good for the Ninjago people in particular because that leads to one thing to them, that they get more known. And
Oh, it's so great.
so it's helped people.
Yeah.
And for me, it's a grind. Like I don't do much YouTube right now, but it was to just get back to them and then also
Connect with everybody.
yeah, connect and stuff. Yeah,
You're a busy cat.
which at times can be difficult because people try to demand a lot of things out of you. Once you open that door of saying, I will this, people are like, you should do this for me now, or do this, or do that. They demand, and you're like, look.
You mean like showing up at all these different things
No.
like Anime Time Machine?
no, that, hey, there's a chance to hang out at Brian's house. I'm in. And with Kenny, oh
That's
my
right.
goodness, once I heard Kenny was here, the guy I met this morning, I'm like, I'm there. If Kenny is there.
Kenny
Yeah.
Wong,
Kenny,
yo!
His
I am there.
reputation business.
Yeah, his reputation.
Absolutely.
Anyways, but
You got some pretty cool prints here, buddy. I was just checking out this one, and I have to
yeah.
like, kind of show this off because
So tell
I-
people
I've
how.
yeah, okay. Tell
Tell them how they can get access these prints.
before I show.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm not really here to sell prints. I'm here to hang out with these guys. But they said bring your prints. So
Well, this one's cool because it's like we've seen all the regular style kind of prints.
I
but
like
this
that
is
one.
like got such a cool sketch quality to it.
Are we picking that up?
I
Yeah.
hope so.
Can't tell.
Is that coming here, Kenny?
Oh, Kenny will
we got to
get
give
it
it to the fireside Kenny.
Fireside Kenny.
Well, it's kind of like the arm that comes in, right?
So-
It's a little bit.
So first of all, if you do want me to
Yeah.
sign live for you, BrentMillerVoice.com. Go to the store, and then maybe let Kenny know in the chat that hey, I bought one, so I could look through my phone and find out who bought it. But yeah, this actually is a Tommy Andreasen sketch he did for me.
Tommy did that.
Yeah, so Tommy is
Great,
one
I
of
like that
the
a lot.
main creators of Ninjago, co-creator, but the
Wow.
main guy. He drove the ship for many years, and he did this for all of us ninja. Like, I don't remember what season it was, but he
I'll hold
gifted
it up
us.
some more so that people can see what we're
And
talking about.
and I was like, dude, this is so good. And then I asked him, do you mind if I use this as a print? And he said, by all means. So
Could you explain
I
who
s-
Tommy is to some
Yeah,
of the
Tommy
folks?
Andreasen. He's now I'm not doing the new Dragons Rising stuff, but he was the brainchild from the original OG Ninja stuff. That I've done dinners with him, hung out with him. Like, he'd come to Vancouver, we would hang out. I spent time in
Very cool individual.
San
yeah.
Diego Comic Con with him. He's totally awesome. So I love this print because he did it for me, and then he gave me permission to sell it to you.
So there's lots of cool prints. So
Yeah,
they're
I got-
all on your website, BrentMiller.com.
The half and half. I like that.
BrentMillerVoice.com. This I don't know if you see it. This,
BrentMillerVoice.com.
I like this one because I really like Hot Shot.
Coming at you.
Oh, Joe! Yeah, that's a great
I really like that one
picture.
because so you have tattoos, right?
Yes.
Because I can see them.
What?
I mean, it's obvious. Do you have tattoos?
No.
Do you have any tattoos?
Oh, I do. You gotta find it
Zero.
though.
Okay.
Wow.
That's for after the show, Karl. So for me, like, I don't have any tattoos, but I had a really cool tattoo idea, but my wife is vetoing it. Oh no!
Oh, I have to hear about this.
I know. I just realized. Don't hate on my wife, because then I'll hate on you for this, okay? But I wanted to put a what do they call it? Autobot, Transform Autobot, right here.
I love it.
How are we? Can we get a tattoo gun like now? Can we like? Can we,
That-
I'll go
not-
get one.
Brian,
I'll
put that away.
do it for you on air.
Get out the
But
gun
I
here.
said, wouldn't it be so cool for me to have this? Because I actually have a story behind that Autobot, right? If people say, hey, what are you going to transform? Well, I actually was the Transformer.
Yeah.
That's why.
So that's why.
Yeah. So, anyways.
But it's
But-
just a no?
Well, she's like, I don't want to do anything where she's going to look at it and go, roll her eyes at me for the next...
Well, when you guys are at 100, she's like, oh,
Yeah, you're-
no.
Are you
It's all
kidding? That's the
pretty-
basis of my and my wife's relationship.
There it is.
Listen, I got to
without-
move on from
without
marriage
the
stuff.
tattoos.
Let's move on from marriage stuff. It's not
Okay.
I too want the
Wonderful.
Autobot.
You want the Autobot too?
I'm gonna do it. I just
You're
haven't
going to
done
do it?
yet. Yeah.
Oh, man, if we
But
twins
you
it
wanna-
out on them at the same time...
Let's
oh.
do it then. And then we'll,
You
do,
guys-
we'll
On the
make a
show.
video out of it.
If-
On the show.
If
Obviously,
Kenny
it's going to
comes-
be live.
If Kenny,
Obviously.
if Kenny comes, I might consider it.
I can get my tattooist here to do it live on
Listen,
the...
Brian, you're going to get me in trouble.
Tabitha.
Bro, I would do it, but
Tabitha just said hi.
Who did?
Tabitha
Hi.
St. Germain,
Hi, Tabitha.
Hey.
she's
Hey,
hilarious.
Tab!
She's hilarious, talented,
Tabitha-
artist.
She makes so many funny squirt noises with her mouth.
Yeah.
Like, and all that stuff all the time, right?
She can do, she can
She's
You
do
can do pretty much everything.
animals,
yeah.
Inanimate objects.
I laugh every time I
She's
work
good
with
at
Tabitha.
all of it. Yeah, Tabitha
Absolutely.
She also bakes like a lot of cool things.
she's
for
a
people.
bit full of joy, and she brings cookies places. All right,
And she makes incredible furniture.
and I've seen
Oh, really?
the furniture.
Have you
is
seen some of the
gorgeous.
stuff that she
Yeah.
does? It's
No,
incredible.
not.
Yeah.
Just
It's
full of
pretty
color. It's incredible.
But she
Yeah.
makes me laugh.
I love your work, Tab.
Every time
We love you.
I've been around her, she makes me laugh.
I know, because she's like a little, she's just like a little joy bubble.
She is, yeah.
Have you ever seen her in a bad mood, Karl? Have you ever seen because all the
No.
dubbing,
No,
or
I don't
the
think so.
long
Oh, sorry.
hours
I
and the
have my-
slog?
No.
But she's still just
No, Tabitha's awesome. She's great.
4 or
Tabitha's
6 hours
amazing.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you reaching for, bro?
I don't
well,
think
I
I've
just
ever
have my
seen Tabitha
angel cards that.
not generously happy. That's what has been
Tabitha
my
paid me.
experience.
I've had Tabitha curse me out, but that's usually because I've deserved it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like, you know.
We'll bring her on the
Playful.
time machine if she'll come, and
Oh
then
my
we
gosh.
can get into that.
That would be
Yeah.
a day, wouldn't it?
So Hayden Brewer 21. Hi. What if Zane met Sting Oakley
Oh.
from Gundam Seed Destiny? Met? Like what would they say to each
What
other?
would they say to each other?
Yeah, yeah. What would they say?
What would that go like?
Hey.
Hey, and scene.
Walk past.
Wow, that was epic.
Yeah.
You know,
Woo,
the thing-
replay.
The thing is, Zane is so socially awkward, right? So
Right.
I think that Sting would be like, "Hey, bro, what's up?" And Zane would be like, "Nothing's up. Why do you ask?" It would kind of go like that.
And start
then I
looking around in your body to make sure that nothing's up.
Right.
You know, like flying low.
Wait a second. Is this rated PG?
I
Am I
know.
going to PG-13?
Straight to it,
Because
I
I can
go.
go
Okay.
all the way up, but I...
What's up, Shane?
Let's just say.
I'll leave it there.
But that's probably why Sting would be so cool. Just be like, "Hey, bro, what's up?" And then he would be awkward. That's what I think.
I like
Do you
your
agree- do you
your
agree?
answer was perfect, actually.
Yeah,
I
probably.
don't know. What is up?
What is up?
Exactly, Zane. That's how I would see Zane talking.
You know what?
Awesome.
I really like my character Zane. I really do.
Yeah.
And I didn't know until I started a YouTube channel how popular Zane was. When I first got cast as Zane, a little inside information here, I wanted to be Jay or even Cole. Like, Cole was the
Right.
strong leader, but Jay was the funny guy. And I was like, oh man, if I get to talk bad, do the jokes. But Zane was like the last character I read in the audition, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll throw this guy, and no one's gonna really want to be this guy. Sounds kind of boring, right? But once I got him, and I obviously have worked doing him I realized how many people relate to him because he is different. He's not the cool guy in the group.
Right.
He's not the ladies' man in the group. He's not the strong one.
Yeah.
He's not the funny one. He's the just a little bit like trying to fit in, doesn't know. And that's 50% of people. Like, if you really think, like, a lot of people in today's
Can relate.
generation.
Yeah.
All of us at some point.
Yeah, and so that little bit of awkwardness and a little bit of like,
All the time.
I'm quiet or all the time. But I didn't realize how popular he was because a lot of people related to him the most because that's what they're like in their circle
Yeah.
groups. They're friends,
Yep.
they're the quiet ones. They're okay with being alone and all that stuff, and they don't always get the joke and whatnot. You can't believe how many people have told me that. So
Wow.
I'm quite proud of that because I feel like I've given a voice for people that maybe feel like the outsider sometimes, and I've
Yeah.
gotten to be that voice in a show for them.
I love
So.
that. So you're like everyman for us Lego watchers, in a way.
I'm
You
trying
know?
I'm trying to understand that.
Well, I was
Relatable.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
relatable.
yes,
like
yes.
that could be us.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
now I get it.
So somebody is asking, I think this is a general question. What would you say? Oh, Kevin. Kevin Park.
Hello, Kev.
Hi, Kevin. What would you say is the most rewarding aspect of voice acting? Let's start with Brent because
The check.
It really took me a long time to think about that answer.
that
but-
is quite rewarding.
But honestly, like we work gig to gig, so when you get paid, it's nice because
It is very
you know,
Yeah.
we're self-employed. So
We live
whether
another
we're-
day.
Yeah, whether we're doing a commercial or animation or promo or whatever we're doing, that is feeding our families. So for me, because I have a family,
Mm-hmm.
that is the most important thing to me because I put them above everything else, right?
Yeah.
Like they're above my work. So when I do get the money, it's
Aw.
like now I can feed them. Good.
So that's definitely part of your why. Is there another part of your why why voice acting? Because you could do a billion different things that made you good money.
Thank you, Saffron. That's really nice that you said that to me.
I mean it,
That's really nice.
but yeah.
I got into
All of them legal, but
my story goes back to when I was. My story goes back to when I wanted to be a radio guy, like a broadcaster. I actually was a little bit lost after high school, and I was working in a record store, and I didn't want to go to school, spend any money on anything.
Yeah.
And there was this girl named Lana who walked into the music store, and she was like buying a CD or something back when it was CDs. And she was like, yeah, I'm going to radio broadcasting school. They only take 40 people, 400 or 500 people apply every year. And I went, whoa, I like those odds. and I said, so wait, I love music. I'm in a record store. I play guitar and other instruments. So I was like, this
Yeah.
is just like me. So I was like, this could be my calling. I didn't know that how much radio people make. I knew nothing about the business.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
just applied because I thought I wanted to do a job that I love.
well, yeah, that's important.
So I'm in year 2, and we had to run the radio station, and David Kay, which is an all-star in voiceover.
Yeah.
Okay, I love David Kay. The dude just comes in slick, nice car, all this, and he does his he plays his animation demo, and at the time he was playing Megatron in Beast Wars and Beast.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so yes, you know, that's the yes button. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, this is it for me. Like at the time we were running the radio station, whenever they needed a funny voice, they'd always get me to do funny voices and whatnot. And I love doing commercials and stuff. So I loved all that more than the announcing. So I went right up to him. I had no money at the time. So let me take you to lunch. I'll go anywhere. I took him to lunch, and that 1 hour lunch, he gave me tips and changed the course of my life. And so once I got into voiceover and fell in love with it, like everything about it, there was no going back. That was it for me. Like I
Yeah.
loved it. And then just learning, like just being in the studio with people, learning and getting better and better and better and better and practicing continually. Like you can't stop practicing. So
That is,
for me, David Kay, like even though he lives in LA now and I don't really see him, he's like at the top of my list of people because that lunch changed my
He's
life.
touched many people's lives. I mean,
He's a stud too. He's a hard-working guy.
He's
Yeah.
a workaholic.
Yeah,
guy.
and a lot of that rubs off on me. That's the way I work, and so his work ethic rubbed off on me because I'm like, if he can do it, then I want to do it.
that's
So.
unstoppable. I love it.
Oh, he's
I
a
love
good
it.
dude. He's like family to us. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Rocky Danger Buff. Question for all of you. What are your favorite anime films, shows? Let's hear from Karl.
Oh man, that's a tough one.
Well, you've directed a...
Anime movie or
A
show?
short
Or does
Well,
it
I guess he's leaving it open.
What's your favorite anime in general? I guess. I mean, sure.
Man,
Let's go there.
I don't know. It probably something like I don't know. I'm gonna say like Spirited Away.
That's a pretty good call, Carl.
Yeah, the
Were
first.
you in
That's
it?
the first Miyazaki film I saw.
Were you in it?
No.
Yeah, I wasn't in it either. That's a bad answer, Carl.
Yeah.
Pick a better one. We're all in.
Go again.
Hamtaro.
Go again.
Wait, I think I'm in Hamtaro. I don't.
I love that you're going to check your
Yeah.
credits. So.
I brought a select list of.
Yeah, Boy
Brent
17C. Yep.
Brent just got all his credits on a scroll. So
Wait.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
large
just
scroll.
spin the
I'm not
wheel.
in Hamtaro.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what was. I mean, yeah.
Wait, am I?
Yes, I am.
I don't know. There was some stuff that I didn't. I was like, did I?
We're all confused.
Because if you
We're
don't
confused.
play like a main part on a show, if you're just brought in for like
A bunch of
Incidentals?
us?
you don't
Yeah,
really remember like
It doesn't-
like was I on that? Like I don't know. idea.
I just
mean, they
found
have
out.
very
I
well
just
had
found
a
out
part.
yesterday or the day before because of one of you lovely people that I played Bulma's mom in Dragon Ball Z. I had no idea.
Just
I had
out of
no
the blue.
idea. I got to put her on my banner.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird. We don't always like. Sometimes you guys know that we've been in a show that has gone into the vault in our little brains, and we're like, what?
I
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
So keep sending clips.
There was a Gundam series way back when, and I don't remember which one. I played a small redneck character.
Perfect.
His name was Mash, and he came up. Him and another redneck guy came up and shot up the place, and he
Oh,
had
nice,
such a small thing. But then that character, apparently at the time, I was told he was blowing up on the internet, and him and this guy then made it into the video game.
Yeah.
So a little small character, then I got to voice him in the video game.
Yeah.
And it was just some like shoot 'em up redneck guy.
That's funny.
So you do get those things. You didn't answer the question.
Hmm.
No, you have to answer.
Oh, your favorite show.
anime.
Oh, my favorite show. Oh.
And is it one you were in or not?
Oh, that's hard. That's tough.
I know.
Because, well, I really appreciate The Girl Who Leapt Through Time.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, I think I was
And
in
I
that.
was.
Yeah, I was in that.
Yeah.
Aha!
Yeah, you were.
Hey, who were you in The Girl Who Leapt Through Time?
Various.
Various.
I remember him.
I know. I was the
Yeah.
various guy.
I was there.
Carrying the show.
Variously.
I was
Yeah.
I was the auntie. I was the auntie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like a little mentor vibe.
That was one of my favorite ones of it.
I know. I think it
Directed.
was so beautiful. I really,
Yeah, there was-
I really liked it. It was slower, though.
Yeah,
It
that's what I
wasn't-
liked about it.
It wasn't fighty.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
that's probably why I wasn't a lead. I would. My contract says
No,
I
it
have to
wasn't
die
fighting
and
at
fight. Brian, what about you?
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, yeah, it's under contract.
yeah,
If I don't say that,
I know.
I'll be
Plus
killed by
Dragon Ball
many.
Z. Dragon Ball Z also.
I can't beat it, can
How
you?
about you, Brent? What about
I'm trying to. So I'm gonna go with one that I've been in kind of recently, and it's not because of the show.
Yeah.
It's because of the part that I got to play. So Lee Toker was slated, and if you actually see this, like Lee Toker was in the credits. I didn't get credited. I guess they submitted the credits first. But I played a character called Galdandi? Galdandi, I think it was in
Right.
Dragon Quest. And then he came back for the video game. He's on my Instagram, Brent Miller Voice. You can see a clip of it. But it was this big bird monster character.
Oh
Ocean.
wow! Oh,
And-
I saw. Yeah.
And why I like it so much is because in different castings and areas, people know us for different things.
Yeah.
Right. And Ocean, I was always like young, action-y type character.
Right.
And this was the time where they moved me into villain. And for me, that was, I always wanted to do villains at Ocean. So for me, it
So
was
fun.
it was a career monumental
Enhancement.
enhancement.
Yeah,
It was an enhancement. But it was like, and that's,
It's always gratifying, I think, and I think that's sort of natural for like maybe a casting director or director, like, or just somebody to perceive somebody a certain way. Like, well, you do that well, let's bring them in for that.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily think that not that you can't do something else, but that you just haven't. It's not the go-to, so it's not on the
Right.
forefront.
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember way back when, Saf, you played all kinds of different characters, but when you came in with the voice for Oxnard, it was just a sideways thing. I'd never heard you do that voice before. I remember thinking, oh wow, that's awesome. Back at the audition, and of course you got the part.
Now you have to give us a taste of the voice because everyone's wondering.
Well, Oxnard's pretty basic.
I love
actually.
it when you do Oxnard.
Well, it's a
little bit
round.
round. Cold.
It's a little brown. He has a little bit of a cold all the time. He's kind of got an Android problem, and he's a little bit of a klutz.
So, yeah.
So that was my favorite role, besides the Gohans and the Gokus, of course.
Yeah.
To play because of that departure from where I was sort of slotted as like either a young boy or occasionally I got to be like a sexy villainess occasionally.
Yeah, it is.
Whoa,
See,
wow.
Yeah, sometimes.
We might need to hear that voice.
Side thing.
I know you've heard me say this before, Saf, but I don't know if I've said it on the show. But there was that one moment in Hamtaro, Oxnard was running to Hamtaro. Hey, Hamtaro! And he felt, whoa! And you did this great body slam, which had Mike and I just peeing ourselves laughing every time every time we had to come back and record the other characters in the scene. Like every time we heard it again, we laughed even harder.
That's so funny.
And I thought it was like the best thing I've ever heard.
Those are your favorite reacts.
It was
Well,
like one
the
little
problem
moment.
was when we were recording that is like I would do something like that, and then he would stand up and I'd be like, "Motherfucker!" And I'd be like, you know what I mean? Something like that.
Kenny, we need to.
Oh,
he couldn't hit it.
don't worry, we'll beep it out, guys. We'll beep it out.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. But that would happen because
Oh yeah.
we were having a fun time and swears started to happen naturally.
Oh, the outtakes in Hamtaro were
the
something
outtakes
else.
in Hamtaro, I think.
You guys have no idea.
Well, I think, sometimes you'll have something that's so milk toast, right? And it comes along that you need
it's-
to add a little,
yeah.
inject a little something in there too.
Did you just say milk toast?
That's what I say.
yeah, milk toast. Yeah.
Milky toast.
Really? That's a thing?
That's a thing.
You
It
say
is.
Yeah, milk toast.
Milk toast.
What?
For bland and safe.
Bland, yeah.
It's very safe. Yeah.
Oh,
very,
toast.
very,
You could sleep
very
after.
innocent.
Really?
Yeah,
very,
you can fall asleep
yeah.
after.
I
milk-
just learned
milk
something
toast.
today. Wow, milk toast. So
So-
how would I use it? That's so milk toast.
That's so milk
Yeah.
toast.
Guys, I don't think the cool kids are saying that these
Brent,
days. I don't
Brent,
think
you're great. People think you're a bit milquetoast, but
Yeah, I am milk toast intolerant. Okay.
I felt the record scratch as soon as I said it. And hold on. What did you just say?
Yeah, no,
that was
seriously.
worse than a swear, Brian.
I know, comprehend.
It's a great word. It's timeless.
Hey,
That's why
you want to know. I think the first thing I ever did with you.
What is that? You wouldn't tell me.
Yeah. Did you do guys?
No. I remember that happening. That wasn't me directing.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, apparently
boy.
somebody
Oh, no.
else did that.
Second.
Somebody else did that memorable show that you worked on.
All right then. Well, next question.
Kenny?
Kenny, save me. Kenny, save me.
Oh, here's one. I think
Oh,
it's
hi, Keith and
or-
Zane.
Let's figure it out.
Can Brent say hi, Keith, in Zane's voice?
Can you?
I can. Hi, Keith. Nice to meet you.
That was cool.
And if Zane could have any power besides ice, what would it be?
That's for
Und zwei.
John.
Right, it'd be fire. Then I got the combo, and then it's like I could.
Fire and ice.
No, it's all about
What's the combo?
it's about barbecues. Right? So I can ice my drink to be cold, and then I can my steak.
I can see Zane doing this.
The
I
bang,
can
the
see
bang, and
Zane
the boom.
doing
If
this.
this is just what every man dreams of.
Brent, I did that drawing digital portrait of you in December. Thank you for liking the post. It made me so happy. That's Sage. Sage.
You're welcome, Sage.
Well,
I get so much cool art. You know what? You guys would know this, but people are so creative, right? They take things and they.
It's insane.
they-
Oh, the
amazing
art
things.
you guys
Yeah.
send us is
yes,
really
it's
cool.
very impressive.
Yeah.
A lot of
I've
talent.
been blown away. I have like a ton of it at home. I save the letters and stuff. And,
Makes us happy.
and well, just what I like is that I'm doing something that has touch
people.
their life. It
You're
matters.
inspiring someone's
and-
creativity.
and
yeah.
that's their way of paying it back, like saying
Yeah.
thank you to us. And for me,
Yeah.
that's a big deal. Anyways,
We have
By
a
the way-
hot Carl question. I mean,
Oh.
I shouldn't
Hot
quite
Carl.
say it like that.
Yeah, okay.
Carl.
But it's what was the first show you directed when Ocean Dub started? That's the key part.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, it's a bit of a tricky one because when I started, I was an engineer and I recorded.
no, you weren't.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He was. That's
Second thing I learned today.
the first time I ever met Carl. He
And
was
what
actually
happened
behind
was-
the board.
And that.
And what happened, there was somebody else was directing in-house, and she would pop out, I would sort of fill in, so I would cover like maybe 10 minutes here.
Is that Sarah?
Yeah, and then maybe half an hour here, then half. So the first show I directed all by myself in its entirety.
Sarah
Was like
has
a-
to go to the bathroom, and then
Yeah, it was a not a promo, but like a one-off we did for an old version of.
So this was they giving you the litmus test? Is that it?
maybe
no, wait.
It
The
was
old
just
version of what? The old version of what?
Ultraman,
Ultraman.
but
That's
old
kind of
like
big, though.
70s, like early 70s.
Yeah, that's
and
great.
It was awesome.
Ultraman.
So, what was your experience like? Just being,
Did you
in the
pee your
chair
pants?
for a full
Well,
show?
I'd already done bits. Yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it.
Do you want to know why Karl is a good director, everybody? I'm going to tell you why.
Secret.
It's actually one word. I think you'll agree.
Okay.
Positivity.
Wow.
Boom.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm being serious because
I thought you were gonna say handsome, but whatever. No?
you're positively
Handsome.
handsome
Aw.
when you eat milk toast.
Yeah.
Ba-boom. Boom. Still got it.
Nice way to wrap that up.
Carl would agree.
No, because when you work with directors, right?
Yeah.
If they are keeping you positive and optimistic, like happy,
Yeah.
I believe you get the best reads out of the voice actors.
Yeah.
If directors,
100%.
if directors come down on voice, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking blah blah, and they talk down to you.
Yeah.
It could create this like,
Weird nerves. and-
well, yeah, no, like shoot, well, I thought it was good. Like, what do I do now, right? But I've never walked into the booth with Karl where he's been like, yeah, that sucks. You know, like he's
He
always
doesn't leave you
positive. He's like,
second guessing.
Hey, that
Yeah,
was really good,
that's
but
true.
hey, why don't you try something like this? And then-
Or Carl would say, "Good rehearsal," and
Yeah.
let's do a show now.
That's only for you,
Yeah.
Saffron.
all the
honestly,
time, every day.
I think it's important. I mean, ADR is one of those things because it can be fairly mechanical, where it's like, okay, this line, boom, do that, make it fit. Okay, next line.
It's technical.
You
Yeah.
can fall into a rut, and it can become a job. And when you're just doing the job, it's fine. But if you want to have something a little extra, something more interesting, I think you got to make it more than just a job, something you actually enjoy. And I think it's important for the actor to feel like they can bring something to the plate, not just, okay, do this and do what I say and don't do anything else because that would be wrong.
Absolutely.
You need
Yeah.
to sort of be open to collaboration and,
And I say this a lot, but
I think that's huge.
Carl would say things in the studio, does say things in the studio like,
That's
we're
true.
making 80 art, We're making 80 art. And that
Well,
just really...
We went over on our last episode some of his hot calls.
Yeah,
He's a list of the
Carl's
top
list
10.
of
Carl
responses.
calls?
Oh, he's got a
The hot Carl?
there was a list.
Coming in strong?
Yeah.
Somebody started a list on the wall. This is
Really?
years ago.
At Ocean?
Of his go-to.
Oh, his go-to
his
call,
go-to
directions.
responses.
Where is it? Where's it
Art.
located?
Is a big
yeah, I
one.
think I don't know. It's probably somewhere. But
We need that list.
Wow.
We need the list, 'cause it's
Somebody
quite
get the
some
list.
signature.
of it was like ridiculous, and some was actually factual.
Okay, I have another one for you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to locate the first show I did. with
Okay.
you.
I think I saw. Were you on Maison Koku like first time around? Did I direct it? Like how long ago?
I don't remember.
Because that made a little comeback that I wasn't.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying
I
to
saw
remember.
that. That was old.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a few here, and you can tell me. Okay.
Yeah.
Star Ocean X. Did you direct
Oh,
Ooh, I don't think so.
that?
was gonna
Human
say-
Crossing series.
No, but I remember that name.
Tokyo Underground.
Nope.
Maison Cuba.
Maison
yeah.
Cuba, yeah.
That was it.
Dog
I didn't do
Soldiers,
all of it, but-
Shadows of the Past.
I think I directed.
Starship
I
Operators.
it.
Starship Operators.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I played
That
Connery
might
in
be
that
it. That might be the
That
one.
might be the one I started.
Impressive.
Wow.
I think you weeded it out.
Those are all ocean shows I was listening to.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah. Starship Operators. That was
we're-
that was a while ago.
I'm going to tell you my.
You were like the only guy on that show. It was all female.
That's the way it
What's
should
wrong
be,
with
Karen.
Those hearts.
I'm going to tell you guys a story of the most awkward voiceover moment I've ever had in my life.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
everybody.
I can't wait.
And I don't get embarrassed on a lot of things. And I don't think I was embarrassed. I was just like, oh man, this is a little bit awkward. But I don't know if you were directing this, but it was an Ocean thing. Because you all kind of blended to one person. When it was like, did Jack do that? Back in James was Karl. But anyways, it was a scene where it was playing side incidental characters.
Right.
And my wife played a character that was sitting on a bench.
Okay.
And I was playing the male sitting on a bench.
Mm-hmm.
And the scene was they were making out. Making like kissing noises.
Well, that would be awkward.
And I was like, I would rather like pretend make out with like another voice actor that's because it's too at home, too
Right.
real.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like I was voiceover making out with my wife in a cartoon, and I think like whoever the director was did it for a joke. It's like, oh, this would be just funny.
great.
Put Nicole and Brent in here; she'll be awkward.
Probably Karl.
I might be making that up. That sounds like it sort of
Sounds
rings a
familiar.
bell.
I mean, it was years ago.
That is
but
something I would do.
But I was, yeah.
It's definitely
So I was like,
something.
oh
Yeah.
man, they literally put us on the bench making
You
out.
love it.
Now they know my sounds. Well, of course. I mean, I watch it all the time, but.
What was it
Just
like?
phone
Thank you for the awkward. No, 2 seconds of awkward
Yeah.
silence there.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that joke didn't go.
No, that just if we're imagining it and we feel awkward.
I'll tell you the funniest voiceover story I've ever had though was with Jack, and I played a. Hold on, let me get my guy.
your backstory.
Wait a second. What
Check
show
your
is that?
scroll,
Let me
check
refer
your
to my
scroll.
notes, Your Honor.
Wait a second. Gintama. I
Oh,
played
yeah.
Zenzo in Gintama.
I know what you're going to say.
You know the scene.
I think I do, yeah.
The scene was, so I played this character where I was like kind of like a young sensei guy teaching these little younger guys how to be
Yeah.
Gintama people, I guess. I don't know. And the scene was,
Come away.
I took these guys into this like lake and brought them into the water, and I'm like giving a speech about like, like to have the power, you must blah 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 blah, and then I fart into one of their mouths.
What?
Yes,
No.
and then I'm serious.
Aren't you underwater?
Underwater,
Yeah.
and then that guy farts into the next guy's mouth like a shit fart, so they can learn how to breathe underwater. This was animated.
Yeah.
I was dying, and Jack was dying too. Jack was like, I remember the conversation. I was like, we can't get better than this. Like,
That's a breath of fresh air.
This is the high.
Wow.
I can't. I was. That's one of the. I think the only times like when I'm driving home, I'm giggling still about what I got to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am a sensei.
That's
farter.
a day in the office.
Yeah.
Sensei farter. You
Yeah,
guys,
that's-
we apologize. I'll speak for all of us. Being so slow to respond to your questions. They're great. We're loving the chat. We're seeing what you guys talking to each other. We love that. We're just so in love with each other that it's hard for us to take a time out and be good answerers. But Brent, can you talk about your voiceover class?
Oh sure. Yeah.
Oh, it's Vi here.
Cool. I would love to talk about it. Okay, years ago, I actually, you guys probably don't know this, but I taught at the Vancouver Film School for 4 years.
Cool.
On the side, like after your brother Michael Dobson.
I did too.
And
Yeah.
and actually Jason Simpson was my assistant at the time.
Oh yeah.
Your assistant.
Yeah,
Jay was my assistant.
And then
I remember
eventually,
that. Runner.
eventually Jason became the guy, and I did that for 4 years, and I was involved with that sort of stuff, and left it because I got busy with stuff. When COVID hit, everything became, as you know, like Zoom related and whatnot, and I was like, okay, you know what? I feel like teaching again. So I created an intro course because the world of voiceover has changed. It's not the old days where it's just animation and commercials anymore. It's very different with how we do voiceover. And so I created like this intro course designed to see like, is voiceover for you? Because it's really affordable, and it's like if I could throw a little bit of money and find out right away, like after 4 weeks, if I should pursue voice or give it up because now I know what it entails, it would be very helpful for somebody before they dream about it for 10 years.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's stuck in
Yeah.
someone's brain. So I
Yeah.
designed this course. So the first part's all about like gear, studio, what you need nowadays to be a voice actor. The second two are like we go through animation sides for the whole class where you perform it and I coach you in front of the group, and then the next one's commercials, and then the last one is where to find work, how to find agents, all that, talk about everything related that way.
Yeah.
And then that led into me designing a animation demo class, a commercial class, a video game class, and an animation scene study class where we go through scripts. I just wrapped this last month one where we go through scripts and I cast every scene and change it up, and then we do it 3 times, and then I give them notes and whatnot. I've done 16 classes. I do it over Zoom. This one in March, starting very soon. I only have like 1 or 2 spots left on a Tuesday night. I will go from 5 Pacific to about 7 p.m. Pacific. If you are interested, go to brentmillervoice.com, find my email, and then I will send you the details. Why do I not say my email? That is the question. The reason I'm going to answer is I want them to work for it a little bit. Like if you just if you gotta want to do this, so go to my website, find my email, and then let me know. Otherwise, like you're not really that interested, and I don't want to
How
Pass the
many
test.
people have you said do not go further to?
do not go further in
Is
voiceover.
like is voiceover for me? Have you been the person to break the news? Or
No.
He's coming up on number 3,000.
Because we're not. Well, I mean, obviously, as teachers, like all of us have taught in some capacity. Like we're not God saying
Right.
we'll never be a voice artist.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like in 4 classes. I guess you get a sense of whether it's easy or not easy, fun or not fun,
Right.
We have
more challenging
have a
than you
talent for it.
thought.
I actually have said that to people, but now that I remember it, I did. But that was because they,
Pissed you off.
yeah.
Their check didn't clear.
No, they weren't. They didn't show up for class or whatever.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Oh, right,
and I'm
right.
like,
Yeah, that's
I'm like,
fundamental.
yo, what's your reason? Oh, I just sleeping or whatever. And they're like, well, you really don't want to do this.
There you
Like,
go.
know,
That is a good
that's
indicator
true.
that
so
you're
that's
not
sort
that
of
into
yeah.
it.
So that's sort of
yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
I'm never one to be a dream crusher to anyone. But I will tell them straight if they ask me where they're at with their journey.
Yeah, whether you're
But,
know,
yeah.
But what I've
Right.
noticed is from doing the animation scene study, you take a little bit of classes, but if you're studying scripts and whatnot, they get better. They get better and
Yeah.
better and
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
It's just the bar.
That's time.
The bar with our peers is so high
Yeah.
that
yeah.
but that doesn't mean that you can't be a voice actor.
Yeah.
Because you may not be in major animations, but you can do explainer videos. You can do commercials. There's
Yeah.
other voiceover work for you.
There's so much
And-
out there.
Mobile video games, like smaller indie work, whatever. There is work there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're not at that level yet, and
Yeah.
so I would rather encourage people just to keep training and whatnot. But it's a really tough market, as we know.
Something I've learned over the years is, I've auditioned so many people and seen so many actors, start and continue their careers or not. And I've realized I've seen people improve and get better, or the pieces click together.
Something
and
clicks, yeah.
And I've sort of realized too that I'm not the be all and end all. I've seen people over the years who I thought, they're not really getting it. They're just not, this isn't their thing.
Right.
And then something changes, something happens, some skill set kicks in. It's like, oh, crap, I was wrong. And I've seen that enough times to
That's
realize
great.
that, you know what, it's not, just because what I think at a certain point, it may not be true. Or it may
And
not be
things
true
click for people
in
at
2
different
years.
times.
Or it
Yeah.
may be. I mean, you never
Yeah.
know. I mean, so,
But you know what I'd be scared of the most is if you saw actors for like 20 years and they never improved.
I have seen that.
Right?
Yeah,
Like
I've seen that.
my goal is to improve on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing it every day. If I'm not better this year than I was last year,
Yeah.
then I've done something wrong, right? Like and obviously our getting better path will be a lot smaller. It might be at 0.2%
And
or whatever, but
there
as
are
long as it's
plateaus too. There are plateaus where I have felt stuck or stagnating.
Yeah.
And I've had to, find my way out of that and not rely on my old tricks.
And there's
You
a-
know what I mean?
Yeah.
there was a big what's the word?
Invention.
Yeah, like so there was like all those like G.I. Joe shows and stuff from the 90s and whatnot, and those big voices.
Oh,
and then
right.
and then there was a new wave of voice talent, and they didn't want to use as many of the pros.
That's when it turned
Yeah.
to prepubescent children
Yeah.
saving the world instead.
So then you're like, then you're like, well, where do I fit in that category,
Totally.
right?
Yeah.
And I've always considered myself the most blue collar, never give up voice actor. So
Right.
if I'm not doing animation, well, that's okay. I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. I got to
Exactly.
keep working. So
Yeah.
You got to keep your feet wet for sure.
yeah, so I don't just stick with one thing and say this is what I'm doing. I've really adapted. My home studio is top quality, and everything I do is to get work, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
stick with that. Like I don't live in that animation only world.
We need to be diverse.
Nowadays,
For
you
sure.
do.
Yeah.
When I started, I was just so in love with animation that it
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
like this is my world. I
Well,
love
I
every.
mean, it's such fun.
It is
It's
fun.
But there's a different
It's
kind
so
of
fun.
craft and different kind of fun in every
Yeah.
yeah.
every corner of voiceover. Here, let's read. It is totally awesome. Thank you for your comment. I've been watching Ninjago since it started, and I just got my first Ninjago set. Cool, and I finished it
in just like 2 hours last night
Nice.
and a few minutes today. So do you have any favorite Lego sets of Ninjago?
The 373 that I'm in.
373.
No, okay, I'm gonna say, okay. There's two. This is a two-parter. Okay.
Yeah.
I was really mad years ago. There was a Zane Ice Dragon. This is like around season like 3 or 2 or something. You could get it, and I missed out on my chance to get this dragon. Man, like it would probably be worth $1,000 on eBay nowadays. Like it's just back in the day it was like $100, I think probably. I would have loved that set just because it was nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
Because there was this big, massive white dragon. Now, my favorite, I'm going to say minifig, is the Pink Zane. And the little story behind Pink Zane. So Zane, in one episode, he does laundry or something, and it comes out his white, this is before he became titanium, for anybody that doesn't know. And he ends up with a pink
Outfit.
It was awesome. It was funny and cool. And so the Lego guys, there was a guy named Simon who was involved at like doing the toys. I went to LA to interview him on my YouTube channel, Brent Miller Boy. And I sat down. I'm like, dude, we need a Pink Zane, man. This is like, people would just go nuts for this thing. And then I was in Comic-Con and I sat down with Michael, one of the other guys, and I'm like, where's the Pink Zane? Simon said there's going to be a Pink Zane coming. And he's like, yes, don't worry, there'll be a Pink Zane. And so when they dropped the Pink Zane, now some of my friendly fans had actually painted Pink Zanes and shipped them to me. So I already have like 2 or 3 different Pink Zanes. And then I got the official. So I have a little shelf behind me in my office.
The prototypes leading to.
And I have them all together and the main Pink Zane in the middle. So that's my favorite minifig. And I just, and in North America, we have a thing called Anti-Bullying Day where everyone wears pink. And so for me, I was trying to say, we should launch this on, Bully Day. Yeah. But they didn't have that in Denmark. So they're like, well, it's not in Denmark. And
Right.
like,
Yeah.
okay, well, all right. Well, as long as I get it in the end, I'm okay. So Pink Zane, the answer. Big, huge white dragon. Final answer. Survey says.
Ding, 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 ding.
Pink Zane. And Brian happens to be wearing a pink Boo shirt.
Oh, that's right. I know.
Boo's
Just in
not
case, right?
pink, but the shirt is pink.
It certainly is.
Yeah, we like that.
Thanks.
Nathan Montoya.
Hey,
I
Nate.
did do a Panago pizza
I remember
commercial.
it. I remember
we
it.
all lived through it. But here's the thing, it was like during the birth of the internet, so you will never find it.
It was early because it was like I think that was out when I first worked with you.
It. Yeah. I was their voice like when you call Panago to get a pizza. I was their
Did you
voice
also
for
do it
like
on-
20 years.
Really? Did you do it on
Panago
camera
girl.
at Panago as well?
That's what
What-
that's what
yeah,
that's what
That's what you're
Nathan's
saying.
talking
Like you were
about.
the on camera.
Yeah, it was
Panago girl.
Yeah.
It was on screen, not
We gotta
radio,
find
right?
this.
No, it is.
I remember
no.
hearing it.
Please, no.
I think I told you the story,
got to
Saffron,
find
right?
Ah.
When I first worked at that ad was out and the line was, "What are you doing tonight?" "I'm just winging it." That was the
Oh, well.
and,
Hey, that's how you got your husband.
and
That's what you said to him.
And I remember when you first came in for an audition, I think I was sort of intimidated and thinking, oh shit, I don't want to say it. And I said something about just wing it. I thought, oh shit, she's gonna think I'm making fun of her.
I'm like, not another one of you.
You.
Bring it up with
you
the wing
didn't.
jokes. No, I would have been like, what? Obtuse.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you were pretty drunk, I know. It's true.
Usually.
Michael, but you were too. Michael McCarnell, hi, 88. Carl, I asked before how much Dragon Ball Z you dubbed in 2000, 2002 when the show returned
Yes.
to Vancouver. It was being dubbed at Airwaves Sound because Ocean
No.
was busy. Did you direct any episodes there? Where's Christopher Niosi when we need him?
Yeah, no, that's a tricky one, and yeah. Okay, that show, the whole pedigree of that show is just so complicated.
Insane.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but that show started at, I want to say Greenhouse. It was elsewhere in the city. Dragon Ball.
BLT.
Okay, BLT.
BLT
And-
was the first.
Or was it
And-
Airwaves?
And then when
that
it,
was
It
Airways
was,
show.
no, it was at BLT at
Yeah.
Dick and Rogers Sound Babies.
and that was Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball when they called him Zero.
Yeah, and
Like
then
that was when Little
That was
Goku
before my
called
time.
Zero.
and then Dragon Ball
You
Z
weren't even
came to
born.
our studio.
That was.
But I wasn't directing it at first. I was probably recording most of
Right,
them.
yeah.
That's why it's sort of fuzzy because I remember seeing them all, but I wasn't necessarily directing. I was recording.
Yeah.
And I think within about a year, I think I was directing roughly,
Yeah, yeah.
and then I took it over.
Yeah.
because then I know well through that arc, and then it
I remember.
And then it-
yeah,
went down, and then they voice matched down in Texas,
but it's so confusing.
and then got redone. Oh,
It's
it's
so
so
confusing.
convoluted.
Kai
I went through
was
So I
three
did a
different
bunch of
studios
them.
recording that.
3 different studios.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Westwood,
Yeah, well, then it came back to
Airwaves.
Actually, 4 different studios, because there's that
Four
one that was on
even.
Beatty Street that we went to as well. That was down
Yeah.
where Bev used
It's
to.
insane.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball happened right
Yeah.
like before I
They
got
were
into
affiliated.
it, and I wish I had a chance to do Dragon. Oh man.
Well, then in
Well-
Dragon Ball Kai came back.
Yeah, you never
a few
know.
Years ago,
Could
but
happen.
I
Still,
think,
yeah.
I'm not sure if our version ever came out.
Our
don't think
version,
it-
I think, got buried. So Chris Miosi.
That's too bad, 'cause it was
so
awesome.
I know Chris.
Yeah, so Chris
was
Miosi,
great.
you guys, he has a YouTube channel and he's got a podcast. And the episode that I did with him just dropped yesterday. And in the like, I didn't see the email he had sent me. Here's a script. Can you do this monologue at the end of the podcast? I'm like, I get it just before I'm gonna go on Zoom with him, and I'm like, what the huh? Like that. And then we had a great time, and then he gave me said get the script out, and I was like, okay, fine. So we did a scene from Kai that is like somewhere in the vaults of Ocean that probably hasn't been seen by at least most of the
I saw your
world.
post,
Yeah.
actually, yes.
Yeah, so we did that, and I was like, oh, geez, I really would like to do that again. But anyway, it was almost a cold read, and it was,
He's got his pulse on dubbing.
yeah,
he knows
so
what's going
Chris
on
is
everywhere.
the guy to ask about most of these questions.
Right,
He
okay.
really,
Yeah, he knows.
he's got some pretty great awareness of the Dragon Ball saga and what's going on where.
I think
Yeah.
it did get buried. I hope it didn't, but
I kind of think
there was
it's
a
in
lot
that,
of great.
It's in that
stuff.
cupboard that says magnetic tape, do not touch.
No magnetic devices.
No
yeah.
magnetic, and it's like got this 30-year-old piece of paper with
Yeah.
still on.
Yeah.
I want to open that fucking thing. So
Yeah,
bad.
see
I
what's
It's
wanna
right
open
beside
it.
the page it's got all the Karl sayings.
Yeah.
It was in that same room.
Exactly,
Yeah, it
Yeah, I'm
was.
not
So
lying. I
I'm
know
gonna
these
one
things.
day I'm gonna
You're
open
not
that
wrong.
cupboard. You guys are gonna bring
No,
me in.
never look
I'm
in
gonna
that.
open that
Don't. No. Once
What
you
could happen?
have you seen the end of Indiana Jones? That's what will happen.
Shoot. Okay. All right.
Hey, did you guys
that's
see the
good.
new Indiana Jones?
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard it was terrible, but I actually liked
I
it.
kind of
it was
enjoyed
good.
it. It was
It was
a
good.
it was a
You,
bit of a
you thought it
journey.
was terrible.
No, I'll be
fantastic.
honest, because I watched half
was
of it on the
fun.
plane, and I still haven't watched the second half
Oh, well,
of it.
that's what- yeah.
I was.
You probably kill the pacing that
Well,
way.
it was interesting to see him in, and I don't want to, spoiler alerts, be careful here.
I know spoilers.
But seeing him in, because they really show that CGI'd youthful
Yeah,
Harrison
yeah.
Ford
Yeah.
in the beginning, and it was just weird doing the transition to all of a sudden, okay, well, he's this old guy now. And
Yeah, but that's
Okay, I got a super spoiler, but when the whole thing like winds up in Athens or whatever, I'm out. That was too much for me.
I haven't got there yet,
The
so
oh, sorry.
that's all right. I'll get there.
Yeah, but I mean,
Or Rome,
It's-
wherever it was.
I guess
Well,
it's just nice to see him in his youth and
Yeah.
smashing
Yeah,
through
He's awesome.
yeah, that
ducking
was
under
just for the
cement
first.
balls.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but then again, no,
You gave a look when you said ball. I saw that. I caught it. You said
Miller,
balls.
every
You
time
said
with
balls,
Miller.
Brian.
Oh, Kevin
We
is
were only
talking
getting into our
about.
sharp sound stories.
what was it
Holy
like?
cow.
Yeah,
Kevin Park is talking about Tetsuro from Galaxy Express
Hey, Kev.
999.
that's a deep dive.
Yeah, that is a deep dive. Loved that show. There were 2 movies, right?
Two, yeah.
We did 2 movies.
Yeah.
Carl directed them.
Did I direct them both?
Yeah.
I think I did.
Yes,
Okay.
you did, Carl.
How come you couldn't remember any of the
No, I
shows?
think I
can't remember any of the shows he directed me in, but
Yeah. That character was
His list is
was
too big.
fun.
Yeah, it was a really nice show. Kind of like, just because the pacing has a nice, ethereal, relaxed pace. It was beautiful. It was a nice
And
show.
it had a lot of emotion.
A lot of heart to it,
Yeah, a lot of heart to it.
Lots
I
of
liked
hearts,
I loved that role of Tetsuro.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Yeah.
And I hear the cat was really good in that.
Christopher, I just have to go right to Christopher here. Brian and Brent, any embarrassing stories about Terry when doing Transformers Armada? Oh, Chris. Oh, I bet there are.
Well, you go first.
No, I can't.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, Terry's not here to defend himself.
Well, Terry would always do a lot of jokes.
Yes.
Like he's a light switch that's always on.
And one of the fastest directors you'll ever work with. Like he rips.
You know, honestly, I had a really fun time on that show because I was
Big time.
I was living my dream. Like that for me, that was like, I don't know. I don't like to ever say, oh, I've made it because you're only as good as your last roll, right? But when
Yeah.
I was doing Transformers, I was like, oh, I made it. Like, if this ends tomorrow, I would be happy. Like, if my life ended, I would be like, I got to do Transformers.
It was pretty cool.
It was, honestly,
That's really neat.
it was for me because I watched that as a kid. Hey, you want to know a little story?
Yeah.
Is it embarrassing? We're looking for embarrassing.
No, this is a strategy for everybody for life.
Oh, let's
Oh.
do that.
So I
Let me
was
get my pen and paper.
when I was 10 years old. My mom put me in piano. I hated piano.
She put you in a piano?
Just for a little while.
Was it like a disciplinary
I was
thing?
10. I folded easy.
Uncomfortable.
But so I played piano and I hated piano. Now eventually when I was 12 I got into guitar and then electric guitar, blah blah blah, and then on my journey. But when I was 10, I realized that she would argue with my brother over practicing all the time. I'm like, I want to avoid that argument at all costs. So on Mondays I would practice, but I would record it. And then on Tuesdays and the rest of the week, all I would do is hit play. Then I went down to we had a TV. I turned the TV and I watched cartoons.
That is some Ferris Bueller shit
So
going on
yeah,
right there.
so for
That's brilliant.
for the rest of the week, they just heard my Monday practice, and I did that for 2 years.
Your mother's calling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I didn't tell.
You're grounded, Brent.
I didn't tell my
Apparently you're
parents.
grounded.
I didn't tell my parents that until I was in my 20s. And
Wow.
I told them, and they're like, "What? How much money did we throw at nothing? Like
Yeah.
seriously."
I thought I was bad.
pretty
I
brilliant,
laid-
though.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
great.
laid down on the piano bench. I laid down on it and went like that, practicing.
Yeah.
That's.
I
all
thought
you
I
get?
was a jerk.
That's what I've got for you.
What about your Transformers story there, Brian?
I just remember one time coming in super late, and I was very knowledgeable as to how Terry did not like people being late for the sessions, and I was like a half an hour late, and there was this pressure of just like, you got to get this done. We've got people coming in today of all days. We're really backed up, and I was just like, okay, thanks for the extra pressure that we're already in.
Aw.
But it was just really great because something just clicked all of a sudden, and I started hitting everything on the first takes, and I could almost sense Terry's frustration with.
He did not want this to go well.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's just like
He didn't want
we
you to
want
make it okay.
we want to make a fucking lesson
He
out
wanted
of
a lesson.
We want to make a lesson out of you.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I just got on this cloud and started flying, and I was just like, hey, I was empowered. I came out about 20 minutes under my
I
out
love
time.
that.
Yeah.
Where theoretically, I thought I was going to be well over, and back in the day with the contract, if you didn't make the mark, it would be less.
Have you ever missed a session before?
That would have been long time. No, I don't think I've. You know what? I can honestly say I don't think I've ever been a no-show
Have you ever missed a
session.
session?
I've been at where all of a sudden I've had the phone
yeah.
ring and just like, where
10
are
times.
you? But
Right.
I got there.
You got it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I give myself 2 a year to completely F up.
2
a
a
year.
year?
Yeah, and sometimes I've used them both within the first couple months of the year, and it's really difficult. But
Wow.
I can sometimes I show up a week early, occasionally, not often,
Yes,
or a
wrong
day
question.
early.
A week
But there
early is a
have
good one.
been times where I've been otherwise. I mean, not like Matt Hill. Remember, I swear it might have even been at Ocean. Where's Matt? Oh, MG, where's Matt? He's never late. This is really weird.
Oh, I think I might keep
You
going.
were part of this,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, and we're like, what? Oh no. And Karl goes out to Matt, several calls. Finally, he's like, hey guys, probably from a payphone, because it was a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. The problem is I ran up to Squamish and I don't have a way home.
Yeah, he was literally on the highway. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to bus back.
I was gonna say he's on
Yeah.
top of a mountain somewhere, or
No,
he's got
yeah,
something.
running up.
Ran to Squamish
Some cross
and
country.
was gonna have
Yeah.
to bus back to the studio.
Matt Hill, probably
I
the
remember that.
most athletic voice actor on the planet.
Yeah.
He- without a doubt, twice up the grind,
Mr.
running,
Marathon.
at twice in a row. Yeah,
Well, he
He's
ran
incredible.
around the continent. He
he
ran.
did.
Yeah.
He's done that too.
So basically, he's nuts.
Well,
But he
you
No, I'm just joking. That's awesome.
you have
How could
to
you?
be
Yeah,
nice.
Matt-
He makes us look
Maddie's
bad.
ready.
There's that.
Yeah.
Well, there's
yeah.
yeah, we'll
Oh,
feel
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll just make fun of people that because we don't do that stuff.
Yeah.
not so
No,
much. at this.
he's a beast.
I had a
man.
turtle.
You had a turtle?
No, he's a turtle.
He's a turtle.
He's also
Oh.
a turtle. Yeah.
Ninja
It's a
turtle.
big part of his life
Yeah.
story.
I thought you were just like randomly saying,
No.
I have a turtle.
I have a turtle.
Okay, Brian.
Oh, hold on.
I don't have a
And
turtle.
that's not a total hit. No, I won't even.
I know where you're going.
You don't- you
I
did
know
not,
where you're
yeah.
going, yeah.
I'm trying my best to really
Trying to
keep
be-
it in rain here.
By the
Brent's
way,
here.
I
It's
did
hard.
see a question up there for me about do I remember Carly McKillop, who was in Card Captain?
Oh,
Yes, I
Yes.
absolutely do. It's been years since I've seen her, although I
Holy
did see her
McKillop. That's
briefly on Zoom during an audition with her sister a while ago.
awesome. Very cool.
And I've been actually working with her sister, Brent, a lot.
Impressive.
Brent's awesome. Both of them.
Yeah.
Hard hitting. You're hard hitting.
They're good
I am.
duo singer group.
Yeah.
I
they
interviewed
toured.
Brent on my channel. She
Oh,
played
okay.
a pretty cool villain in Ninjago that came in.
Ah.
Yeah. What was the name of it? The girl with the red face. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Everyone ships her with Lloyd. Harumi.
Ah,
She played
you
Harumi.
found it. You found
I
it.
found it. I got there eventually. There's been a lot of characters there.
Nathan Akula, how do you get into voice acting and get roles? Well, that we would need another hour for just that.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
There is no one answer to
get
that.
some training is the like just start there.
Yeah.
Start there with like finding now we have access to people online.
Yeah.
Or whatever
I
city
think that's a
you're
big
in.
thing because a lot of people want to say, okay, I just want to get into voice acting, but I mean, there is that's the part at the end of that statement is acting. So I mean, we need to get have you got theater background? Have you got any kind of acting background? And if you don't, then maybe it's a good place to start to get into either local theater and or some kind of acting training.
Yeah, something.
And then work your way to the voice acting.
One thing I
Yeah.
will say as a director and seeing people who become voice actors, there's no one way. Like,
Exactly.
theater's the best way, or
well said. Yeah.
or film and TV is the best way.
Yeah.
I've seen people come from all different avenues,
Yeah.
successfully and unsuccessfully. But
And that's why I
But,
also
you know,
encourage
radio-
people to take multiple people to train from because you get the
Yeah.
Yeah,
knowledge of
different
guys.
teachers have
And
different.
then you get that culminative that you can put your
Yeah.
own signature on. You
But
know?
but I would say, in today's day and age, there's a little thing called YouTube, and there's a lot of bad advice on YouTube, but a lot of good advice on YouTube. So the first thing I would do is the free way, how to get into voice acting, and you'll go down a rabbit trail for hours. If you're not a research nerd, you'll have a really hard time breaking into voice acting nowadays because you need to know. Now you need to know knowledge about microphones. You need to know about home
Oh, yeah,
because
it's changed.
it's changed now, and it's not like how it was when we started, where it's just like you need to be a good actor. You go do a demo, then you get an agent, and then your agent starts submitting you for parts. And places like Ocean go, hey, we really like that guy. Let's bring him back for the next time we have a series.
Yeah.
And then you hopefully get a role, and you move on from there. Now you need knowledge. Like you're running a small business. You need to have you need to know how to do it all yourself. You need
Self-starter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you need to be a motivator, and a lot of that knowledge is on YouTube. But the other thing is if you're wanting to do animation, which most people do, like let's be real, like
It's fun.
It's
So fun.
you have to live in a city that has a hub where there is work. So in Vancouver for us, it's Ocean. Back in the day, there was a few more that would do dubbing, but really Ocean is the mecca out here. And in Texas, it's Funimation, right? So you could live in Texas, and you could also live in LA. But besides that, those are kind of where dubs get done, right? So if you want to do dubbing,
Dub
if you
specifically,
want to do
yeah.
animation, you can live LA. You could live here in Vancouver. You could also live in Toronto. Montreal does a little bit. I don't know if Texas does actually prelay work where it's just all. But anyways, you have to live in a city where you make relationships and work. Now you can be a really good remote voice actor. We're all remote as well, and do jobs for all over the place. But if you want to actually do that sort of work, you need to be in a city that's got the action.
So Jenna wants to know what she could work on to prepare to take your classes, Brent.
Yeah, go to my website, brentmillervoice.com. Find my email. I will email you the details. My next one, my intro class, which I only run about 2 times a year, is starting March on Tuesday night, so real quick. And it's almost sold out. So, yeah, I only take a limited space. So
And one other thing to remember is a lot of people saying getting into voiceover acting, and if you're trying to get into this industry and you think that you're just going to be coming in and just doing either video games or just doing animation, whatever the case is, you'll probably sit around and wait for the phone to ring for a very long time because you're going to be needing an agent to eventually represent you for what you're doing, and to be under the house of an agent, they're going to want to send you commercial work. They're going to want to send you promo
everything.
work. They're going to send you all this stuff. So if you're
Yeah.
only been training in animation,
yeah.
and you have nothing to offer on a commercial level or anything else like that, it's going to be very difficult to get representation from an agent.
You need to be.
You need to be
adaptable.
rounded, right? So
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
you're getting into voiceover. That entails a lot of stuff, and it's not going to be
Like,
just animation.
Realistically, animation work is probably for most voice actors 5 to 20% of their overall work. Like if you're just doing
You gotta
100%
wait for it.
animation,
Wait for it, yeah.
you're not working that much because you've got, you might have a good year one year and the next year it's sparse, right? Because you're waiting for you have to get those parts. And what you realize as you go more into animation is there's so many good people.
Yeah.
There's so many good people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're auditioning, like I remember a part you got. Okay, I'm going to talk about you.
Okay.
I remember this because it was a prelay show. I don't remember the name of the show, so you're going to correct me. But it was a dog with jowls, and they wanted a dad that was like Michael J. Fox-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And we were all coming in going, hey, puppies, time to get out the road. Come on, guys, let's go. Like that, time to get in the minivan. That sort of idea. And then from the story I remember you told me, you came in with this like British thing because you looked at his face and he had low jowls and stuff, right?
Yeah.
What's this?
I'm trying to remember it too. I totally
Fat
remember what you're talking
Dog
about, but I
Mendoza?
can't.
No,
Or
not
is
Fat Dog Mendoza.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
no,
called
No,
those.
it was.
Says the
But
word
then
dog in
you
it.
told me that when you got the part, they actually didn't use what you did. They made you do a different voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the point of the story is they heard like 30 of us all come in as the young dad going,
yeah.
hey guys, come on guys, time to go to the movies. And then
Yeah.
Brian comes in, whatever, and then they go, that's different. I like this guy.
Yeah.
He took
What
a,
else could he do?
He took a risk, right? And then he got. You don't remember, come on, man.
I'm trying to remember.
You were a little
I
pups.
totally remember.
You played a dog. You had
Yeah.
little
It has
dog kids and stuff, and
That's
did
right.
dog stuff.
Oh, chip and potato.
There you go. That's what it was.
Oh.
That's what it was. Chip and potato.
Whew, took a
Yeah,
second.
I have seen that
Papa
before.
Pug,
where
yeah.
You'll get a character, an audition side from a client, and they specify, we want a Christopher Walken type of voice. So everybody comes in and does their best Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
And then somebody says, no, I'm going to do William Shatner. And that person stands out and like, oh, that's who they go with.
Yeah.
You change their mind.
Yeah. Sometimes they haven't thought of it yet. It's risky, but it's a good second take sometimes.
I mean, usually you don't get that specific a description, like, do this.
But
voice,
nowadays, I think to myself,
I know.
I have to stand out because everybody.
Yeah,
this is
good.
it.
So I tried to do something a little bit different.
There was always, and I tell this to all my students, that if you're going to do an audition, you got to own something about that character and maybe put something that's signature, whether it be
Yeah,
a sneeze
yeah.
or a tweak or something that becomes part of the wheelhouse of that character,
Yeah.
that is signature to that character. And if you find that one little tick, that could be that tiny little thing. It could be the one thing that separates you from
Yeah.
all those other auditions, that you put that extra second into the character development that is going to get you booked.
Could be
I-
there a laugh or
I refer to it as
Could be,
like in an audition side, bringing it off the page. Like, do something just a little that isn't necessarily specified, but that just makes it a little more interesting, gives it a bit more depth,
yeah.
100%.
and also makes it stand out from the 20 others they just listened
50,000,
to.
yeah.
But that's the whole thing, is that the competition is so fierce. So
Yeah.
if you're thinking of getting into voice acting, I got to be honest, you are going to compete against us. And I think we're pretty good. So
We're the best.
and we're a part of the community that's really good. So you have to have that confidence that you could be one of those people.
And find
But,
your niche.
but that doesn't mean that you can't work as a voice actor, and you can get there with the right training and the practice and stuff like that. Like you will,
Yeah, for sure.
You could get to that level, and I'm sure Karl's seen like hundreds of people that they came in and he goes, they got potential, but we'll see them again. And then eventually he goes, they're one of the regulars now.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't
Yeah.
just like, you're not brilliant overnight. It's like you got to work at it. If you're gonna be
Totally.
gonna
Absolutely.
be
Well,
a-
I would say arguably, like, I don't think this is talking out of class, but both, I mean, Saffron, you were already doing it when I sort of started. So I can't say for you.
Just.
Just?
Yeah.
Okay, but both you guys, I saw you start. I saw you sort of, not struggle, but sort of find yourselves. And then
Yeah.
I saw the skill set click in. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
now they're,
Do
now they got it going on.
You know, the hardest thing for me when I first started voice acting, because I was assuming it was just all these wacky, fun characters, and I
Yeah.
practice all these characters. But when you're dealing with like Ocean, for instance, you're mostly your three levels of your natural voice: your higher, younger self, your normal voice, and then your lower version of yourself. For the characters that I was being brought in for,
Right, yeah.
you know, and so. You have three layers really to go with, and then obviously parts about the character change how you're going to act the character, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you come in, I struggled originally when I started voicing, trying to just do my own voice. I was like, that's
Yeah. Oh,
tricky.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I know.
Right?
That's actually a
And-
weird place.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then once I got comfortable in my own voice, I was like, okay, I can rock this because I can get parts of my own voice all the time. And the second thing is laughing.
Yeah.
I think I got it down now.
Yeah.
But when I first started, it was a bit of a struggle to do that laughing and building the laughing.
And be 4 different characters with different
Yeah.
laughs in the same show.
There's a few people that's like really well. The Brad Swale hated laughing. Laughing was his kryptonite. He couldn't do because he wasn't an outward laugher. But as a voice actor, you've got to. Like,
Yeah.
You're gonna have it.
So I remember he would always fight with that. And he successfully, I think he did
Found
okay.
his niche. Yeah.
But there's a few people where the laugh is the
But those are the two
hardest thing.
tip-offs for me. At least it was. And once you click with those things, like figuring out just to naturally act, like especially with like I just did with my last group of people. We did a Batman script because I want to do action stuff, because the action stuff is dealing with a lot of the just low-key emotions. You're not over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone's in the hospital. There's this hospital scene where the guy's in the hospital and you're like, are you okay? Like, you're not going to play, are you okay? You're going to be like, are you okay? You good? Because like if somebody's in the hospital for a reason, you have to put it to your real life. Like, how would I talk to if Brian's?
Although it depends on the show, right? And a certain type of
It's
show.
pretty
Yeah,
Well,
crazy.
yeah, but
It's
natural
so
acting
crazy.
is what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like, if something happened to Brian's dog's, no, you have a cat. In the vet, the cat's in the other room in the operating room, and I'm going to, Brian's like, Brent, I really need you, and I come down. I'm not going to be like, Brian, how's the cat, man? I'd be like, dude, you're right, man? Like, I bring it down to that spot, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But naturally, when you see that line on the page, dude, how are you doing? A lot of guys would just come in and go, dude, how you doing, man? How you doing? They would not put themselves in that, how do you feel? How are your like, how would
There
you
are
use
so many influences though, like the proximity to the word, like how close you are to the character, the music that might be in the OG
Yeah.
when we're dubbing, like that must affect how.
Yeah.
And then there's the actor you're playing with, and they've already recorded, and they unfortunately were a bit shouty.
Well,
Considering
Yeah,
their
yeah,
songs.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then
That's
you
true.
got to
But,
kind of.
but that's
meet
the
them.
director's fault. So
Well,
you don't.
absolutely, it is. That's true. Well, actually,
Oh, Karl.
I just had to do this the other day on the show. It's actually the show that Brent McKillop is on, BB and Tina. It's we're doing
Oh,
it's
yeah, yeah.
basically a podcast. It's there's no picture, but it's
A dubber's dream. I
Yeah,
don't
it
have to
is.
follow mouth flaps.
It is. But
Got that
there's-
one on the first
But
take
there's a
again.
certain
MS,
natural
MS.
voices, for the most part, but heightened. So we had somebody come in to play characters like, okay, that's the voice, but that's just a bit too low key. So you need to just raise it up, just a little more animated. A little, okay, too much. No, find the spot there.
Yeah,
that's where she.
yeah.
That's where she lives. But it's a finding just so it sits with all the other voices.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
people
For
may
the
not,
reality of this show,
They-
if you were in a different show, that wouldn't work at all. You've got to.
they may
you gotta
not
be able to do
realize
that.
how with it directors have to be when dubbing, because you have to remember
Oh, yeah.
what she did in the scene, and then
Yeah.
Brian's coming in to voice off that.
Yeah.
And you don't want to waste too much time listening back to what Saffron did. Like, you have to just remember, because dubbing is all about going quick and stuff.
It is, and
Yeah.
all voice is about going quick for the director and for the actors. You got to be able to. That's a
Yeah.
big thing. Directors need to know what they're doing first of all,
Right.
not have to stop and think about it,
Mm-hmm.
or get it wrong and have to fix it. And actors have to be able to turn on a dime. They come in with a preconceived
Oh, that's
notion,
the thing.
and they go, no, actually, what we want to do is more of this. Oh, okay, and be able to do it.
And that's my.
That's why I always
favorite.
tell actors
That's my
and
favorite.
to
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
overstudy. Some
Absolutely.
people overstudy stuff and they get so into
Yeah.
it they don't leave themselves open to direction.
Yeah.
And there's so
Yeah.
many times you'll go in on a session
Yeah.
where things have been completely peed on in a different way. And
That only
you've gone
happened
ahead
once,
and-
Brian, and I cleaned it up.
Right? All over the floor.
I just,
No, but
Yeah.
it's just and
Right, you want some sound effects?
locking yourselves in that way can be the most detrimental thing because you
It
have
can.
no
Yeah.
longer. You're like, oh, I'm in this rut,
Yeah,
So
directability. Is
get familiar
being
with the
able to-
dialogue.
But be able to
Switch.
Leave your
dance,
acting open. Yeah.
Yeah.
be able to jump around, be able to
Sure.
put it in a different spot.
And with
Yeah.
dubbing, speed really is a thing, and
Yeah.
and momentum, and it feels good when you have that.
Yeah, it actually get a better product when you're moving at a certain pace and not getting bogged down.
For sure.
Yeah.
Not overthinking. Just boom, boom. Can I
Totally.
skipping along?
There was my sister's got kind of a similar voice to me, and
Okay.
when I was moving to LA, they were auditioning little Gohans or Gokus. I can't remember which version of it was to take over the role, and Jillian wound up doing it.
Right.
But
yeah.
Camille auditioned, and she came out of there going, "Holy crap, your brain has to be moving so fast." And I was
It's
like,
crazy, yeah.
I hadn't thought about that
Yeah.
for years.
Well, it became
but-
second nature, probably.
because
right?
because we like
The
that.
practice,
and I
yeah.
said I actually really like that part of it.
Yeah.
Me too.
That
Me
we're
too,
just
yeah.
like hitting a pace.
Yeah.
That is exciting. To me.
Yeah. It also but I think and tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it stimulates the creative juices to get you
Oh,
just
yeah,
you're
it
just
does.
on the edge, and
Yeah.
you
I think that's
see
why I
them
did well when I was
amazing.
late that time, because it was just that challenge is
Yeah.
just thrown in, and I just sometimes you just dig in, you know.
Yeah.
You hope you do.
Like if
Yeah,
you're getting
fun.
bogged down by whatever, sometimes it's just like bad writing, and you can't.
Oh,
it's
how many
very-
times
you're
have been in
pushing
that,
against it,
right?
yeah.
Where you're just like, can we tweak this?
or
Can
something,
we
or
tweak it?
even just technical problems.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
But that's when you always get the funniest comments from the directors. The bad
Oh,
writing.
man.
When the
Oh,
rating's
yeah.
off,
100%.
that's when you get the funniest comments
Yeah.
from directors when they're frustrated with the rating.
actually, I say that a lot, and unfortunately, it is a.
Then you go into a writer's jam. Hey, what can we do with this damn line?
I would
Come
say
on.
like basically what we do is we make dodgy writing sound good, and that's true a lot of the time.
Absolutely.
My
Absolutely.
sister's in the chat.
Ah.
Hi. And she
Camille!
said, I remember that audition. Holy crap is right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
crazy.
I can't believe we haven't taken a break yet.
I know we should probably we should be taking a quick break. The 13 episodes of Dragon Ball that we first did were actually with BLT at Dick and Rogers.
Oh, you just looked that up?
Camille said that situation was humbling. I'm pretty sure you would have rocked it. And then you call in Ward Perry to fix everything. Chris.
Ward!
Yeah.
There's so many good questions in here, and we really should take a break. Oh, Goku says, I know you can't really talk to me, Grandpa, but wherever you are, wish me luck. I'll catch a big fish for you. And then the comment got moved, and I can't do the rest. Bye. Sorry.
They're just flying. Like,
Your
so much.
comments are like crazy time. I wish we could do all of them now. Brent, was Zane the role you wanted, or did you audition for? Oh yeah, he did.
He threatened the creators, didn't you?
Oh, you can do a lot with excessive farting.
See?
What? No, Zane
I was
wasn't
farting
the,
you.
wasn't
He
the
can
only
be-
role.
Quite flatulent at the
No,
best of times.
Zane was not the role I wanted. I wanted, we talked
You,
about
you wanted Cole, didn't you?
Cole or Jay because he was funny.
Yeah.
And Cole because he was strong and cool. I thought I had the best chance at Cole.
I did
Because
too.
I kinda have
I
that-
was trying. I
I
tried.
kind of have that.
Hey,
That voice.
Brent, who's Mr. E?
Oh, okay,
Ronnie was-
Mr. E.
So like, who's like
Okay.
my hands? Jimmy's here.
So there's a story on my YouTube channel where Tommy and I unpack Mr. E. Mr. E was this robotic character. This is a really cool story because he was supposed to originally be one of the main. Oh, hello there. Main villains of the season. And then the Hageman brothers realized that there was so much going on with that season that it was just taking away from the main Harumi Lloyd story. So if you have a Harumi Lloyd story, then you have a Zane with his brother story, it'd be too much. So originally, for the first 5 episodes, I recorded his lines and was paid like I was going to be Mr. E in this robotic thing. So they had this audio, but they now don't want to make him the brother. They just want to make him a cool character. And if you go on YouTube, people have what they did is they played the line backwards. So it's my voice going, and I might have been like, "That's it, brother," like that idea. But that's what I said in real life. But then it's on the show. It made it backwards, and they put this robot filter on it. So Mr. E was supposed to be my brother. Then he wasn't my brother. I wish he was my brother.
Wow.
Because then I could have done more lines with him. But yeah, no, it was a cool character, really cool. But I did voice him backwards. That's how good I am. This claws is going into my leg, man.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
he's
Jimmy's
right-
getting
look
into
at-
it.
He's nudging.
Just
Look-
stay in the
look at this
leg.
cat
Just
nudge.
stay in the leg area, and we'll be fine.
Are you doing any conventions this year, Brent? Are you into that? What's going on?
So I've only done ever San Diego Comic-Con because you can't say no to that. And that's not a real convention, right? That's like a
That's crazy is what that is.
That's an
That's the pinnacle.
experience.
just keep
Yes.
the butt part around.
Yeah.
But honestly,
Oh, yeah.
I'm open to it. I love being okay. This is a hard answer to back to me, man.
Yeah.
You know the thing is,
You're a sucker for punishment.
it's not that I'm against them. I just honestly don't get asked. So if you want me to go to a convention, talk to the convention.
Yeah, you should probably ask about all 4 of us, and we should all appear together.
I'm really easy to find.
Yes, BrentMiller.com.
Voice.com.
BrentMillerVoice.com.
Cat's licking me now. That's a rough lick.
Yeah, he's
I have
got
a dog
the
there,
same-
wet
Brent Miller
licks.
Voice.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Brent
okay.
Miller Voice.
But anyways, no, it's because I honestly, I think that conventions typically lean towards the people like Dragon Ball type people and stuff, like the big anime roles. But I think honestly, if convention said, "Hey, we got like Ninjago actors,"
Yeah,
like
if
I
you
have
had a
no,
little panel of.
I
yeah.
think it would bring out like a different crowd, but a
Totally.
massive crowd.
Plus, people
But-
like Gundam. Like they like our Gundam characters.
They
and
they
our,
redubbed Gundam Seed Destiny.
Well, that's rude.
like seriously.
It is.
I like why? Like Vancouver is like awesome.
I don't know.
I heard they redubbed it.
I never
was
heard
not-
no Canadian accents.
I
in
wasn't
there.
happy
I don't
with-
know.
Okay, this
Well,
cat
yeah.
likes me.
You've got a friend.
I smell like
Hey, Jeep.
Lindy, my dog.
Oh my gosh. We have to somehow keep these questions. We need to take a 5-minute break, guys.
Yeah.
People have bladders. Well,
Everyone, yeah, we can take a quick little
yeah, we'll
breaky
take a
poo,
quick break.
and then
Please stick
we'll jump
around.
back in.
What do? Do you
we'll
shut
be
it
back.
off or do you come back out? How do you
Yeah,
do?
Yeah,
Kenny
give it a
shuts us
break.
down,
And then we all come back.
Do you have one of those like stay tuned things with commercial break music? And
Wouldn't that be great?
Oh,
Kenny,
I
come on.
don't know how you do that.
Kenny, get on that.
No, huh?
Or the
You,
YouTube.
Simon.
Yeah, you could just
We'll
we
be
could just
back
put
later.
your Kenny
We'll
could
be
just
3
hold his
hours
hand
later.
over the
We'll
thing.
Or-
Hold his hand over the thing,
Yeah.
and then you can just hear us just.
Blah, blah,
Peeing.
blah.
It's a penis.
So you guys are amazing. Please don't go away. Just go pour yourself a cup.
Yeah.
You know.
Pour yourself a drink, like we're
Yeah,
gonna do.
Take out the garbage.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
Oh,
right.
yeah, we're gonna have a beverage.
It's
Oh,
cocktail time.
Oh
It is.
gosh.
Here on the shine
5
machine.
o'clock somewhere.
This cat.
Yeah.
And David,
Sure.
And Brent needs some antibacterial.
bless your
salve.
electricity. I hope
I've
you
got
get
whole-
your electricity
Yeah,
back.
he's-
I got holes. I got
Little-
holes in my pants.
Little
from those
blood
claws.
spots
Those are
popping up
Yeah.
on his leg.
wow. But it's a good thing these are old jeans, anyways.
All right.
That's the sign of Jib Jib.
we
All my
yeah,
jeans are old jeans.
We're gonna be right back.
Okay, we'll see you shortly, everybody.
All right.
Love you so much.
Hang tight.